In this episode, we continue our epic walk along the River Nene, or is it Nen? Depends where you come from. We started this last year, and in this part of the walk from Oundle to Warmington, which is about 4.5 miles, we're taken surprise by stealthy peacocks and enjoy a village full of thatched cottages. But more about that later. Let's start at the beginning. Hi, I'm Diane. There's a goal I've been wanting to do for a while. It's to walk the Nen Way, a walk that weaves in and out of many English villages and follows the length of the River Nen until it flows out into the sea. The walk goes through several counties in England, in the UK, and starts in Northamptonshire. I persuaded a friend to go with me, and I'm also inviting you to join us as we make our way along the Nen Way. I don't want to just walk the length of the Nen Way. I want to record it in my sketchbook and potentially make some final pieces of artwork by the end of it. You'll be seeing my sketchbook as part of this video. It's the Nen Way! We're back!
Listen for me in a while. Listen for me when the night.
This is the welcome committee for the Nen Way.
Listen.
We're back. Did you miss us? He wagged his tail then. At this point of the river, the name changes from Nen to Nene, even though it's spelt the same way. And for this part of the walk, we're walking from Oundle to Warmington. This takes us to a disused mill, and the mill was used as a power station for the Ashton estate, and we're going to be walking through that later. This is the old abandoned mill. Risk of falling debris, yeah, I think it's getting into a bit of a state. This is me in 2024 walking past the mill, and it wasn't looking good then, but it's definitely deteriorated a bit more now. The name of this mill is Ashton Mill near Oundle, and it's a 19th century water-powered corn mill that had been converted to a power station. Ashton Mill used the River Nen to deliver DC hydroelectricity to Ashton Wold 2 miles away and water to Ashton, with some of the first workers' homes to have flushing toilets. The mill closed in the 1950s when the Nen was dredged. You can see the old style signage around the front, and I did a drawing of this last year. This is where we ended our walk on the Nen Way last year, and we weren't able to continue because some of the paths were flooded. But here we are again in 2025. Some signs here going down this road to the right, and then you take a left. Oh, look at this as well. This looks abandoned. What's it say on that sign? It says Ashton Bygones.
Looks like it was like a farming museum. Chaff cutter.
Oh, what a shame. Look, that's really old machinery.
Yeah, it is.
If you take the Nen Way down there, that takes you to Ashton. It looks like a really nice walk, quick before the traffic comes. You can see a thatched cottage. our first thatched cottage of the day. Look. Oh, wow. Since doing this walk, I found an old book published in 1989 that tells you a bit about Ashton Wold. Charles Rothschild, in his early 20s, visited Ashton Wold. He was so enchanted by the fauna and flora of the wood and the magnificence of the elm avenue that he decided to buy it and preserve the ancient trees. There is a story in the book that he didn't know his father actually owned the land, but I'm not sure if I believe that, to be honest. He did, however, come to live in Ashton, and he passed on his legacy to his daughter. They were very interested in fleas. His daughter Miriam had a love of nature, as did her father, no matter how small it was, and they made many developments in the village as well as Ashton Wold. As we wandered around the village, we found a notice in the village green, and it gave us some information. Every building was designed by architect William Huckvale, with some Jacobean revival elements. But as I was looking at the houses around the village, I was taken a little bit by surprise. This was behind me. Do you think I'm going to feed you something? I've never had a peacock do that before. Can you show us your feathers?
It's beautiful.
There's another peacock up there, you know.
Oh, where
You're not on your own.
the green gradually becomes blue on its chest. Aren't you lovely?
What are you going to do then? Hey? You must be used to people feeding you, otherwise you wouldn't get this close. Is that right? I can't believe they've got peacocks here. There's another one down there. There's loads of them right down there. Down the end of this lane, I don't know if you can see it, there's another peacock with all the feathers out. Look at you. Wow. Amazing. I don't think she's interested though, do you? She doesn't look that impressed.
He looks a bit younger than he does.
Oh. Yes, very pretty, I know. Don't worry.
Oh,
I feel mesmerised. I think it must be mating season for the peacocks. They're all out on the town.
look at that
Looking
one,
for a
how long
mate.
its tail is, that
Yeah,
green.
they're all on the... Look at that one over there.
Yeah.
Even the pub's called the Checkered Skipper, which is a type of butterfly. Here's some more information that we found out from the notice board in the village green. Miriam Rothschild renamed the pub the Checkered Skipper after the butterfly that was prolific in her father's time but disappeared in the 1970s. And if you think peacocks, fleas and butterflies isn't enough about this village, then there's another surprising fact for you. In October 1964, the Ashton Conker Club Knockout Championship was born, and World Conker Championships were hosted on Ashton Green until 2010. If you're not sure what conkers are, they're taken from the horse chestnut tree and threaded onto a string. Each opponent tries to knock the other conker by flicking it at the end of the string until one of the conkers is destroyed. The Checkered Skipper wasn't open, so we sat in the village green and ate our sandwiches. And you would expect the usual pigeons to gather around you, but not in this village. Do you want a scone? I don't know if it's good for a peahen to have a scone. I'm not sure. Don't want to get me into trouble, do you? Hey? After finishing our lunch, we went to investigate this building. It's the Creed Chapel, built in 1706. It was originally used for the bringing up and instructing of the poor of Ashton to read and write. The building was updated in the 19th century and the school closed in 1932. There's also a memorial for Charles Rothschild engraved on the front of the building. We continued walking up through the village until we found the Ashton Estate, where Ashton Wold is located. This is the Ashton Estate. It is private property though, so I'm not sure if you can go in. I just want to look what it says. No entry without written authority. Read website before entry. So up there, if you look on the website, you can come and stay here in their cottages. I'm not sure if we're allowed to walk through it though. And this might be one of their cottages behind us. So this lane or road or whatever it is will take us to Warmington, where hopefully we can get a bus. If you ever decide to do the walk from Oundle to Warmington, you will need to take care when you get to this point. There is a rifle range ahead. Hopefully we'll be alright, but if anyone finds this video, you know what happened. This is a rifle range. There's no one there at the moment, thankfully. This is the easiest walk ever. Just go along the Roman road, straight ahead, keep going until you bump into a village called Warmington. Eventually, if you follow the Roman road, you will end up in Warmington, where you can find your way to the bus stop. Or maybe you're lucky enough to have someone meet you there and take you home. But we're on our way to Alwalton. This is where we're staying. Lynch Lodge.
Keep looking rain down there.